Thanks for listening to everybody. This is Movie and a Beer, and Dan Kapersky bringing us in. We have our two usual co-hosts.
You got your boy Blake on the ones and the fours.
And I'm Randall.
And our special awesome guest.
And I am one of the dragons.
Are you?
Yeah.
It's the dragon named Otto.
We have our youth correspondent is with us today. We watched a Disney film called
I was about to ask, why what's with the youth correspondent?
We got the youth here to represent because this is a newer movie that literally just came out yesterday called Raya and the Last Dragon. It is a Disney Pixar film.
Yep.
What's Disney?
Disney, that is a good question. It started with this guy who had a dream. Just like this film where there was kind of a dream thing.
Talking about Disney?
Yeah. Walt Disney himself, he had a dream about making things fun for people and animation. But, they had cartoons. They just didn't have, drawing cartoons, like in newspapers and stuff.
They did not have computers. They did not use
it was all done by hand.
technology.
Yeah,
crazy.
it was.
So how is this animation?
They've joined forces. I want to say one thing about Disney is they've joined forces.
Yeah.
A lot of joining forces in this movie.
Yeah.
But I will say that, the difference, Otto, between Disney and Pixar?
Different names.
Well, yep, that very good. Different names, but it comes down to one line. They say that if you want to describe Disney, every story begins with the feeling of once upon a time. But with Pixar, it's always
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll, and wouldn't it be cool if? Wouldn't it be cool if
yeah.
toys could talk? And
Wouldn't
Disney's
it be
always
cool if?
once upon a time in a faraway kingdom. So this definitely felt like a once upon a time, didn't it?
This was more than 500 years ago in the fantasy world of Kumandra. Humans and dragons lived together in harmony.
It was in 1990.
Oh yeah, Randall established in his infinite wisdom, as I glare at him.
It was
that's an
19
alternate universe 1990.
Yeah.
So sorry, kids, no grunge. Shrug.
Yeah. It was beautifully illustrated. I mean,
it was
computer
gorgeous.
illustration. It was lots of really cool picture-esque landscapes and
Animation
cool
was very
looking-
smooth and colorful, and
I-
the action fight scenes. My goodness.
I even commented. I was like, "Wow, the water looks so realistic."
It's only for credit.
Yeah.
Do you prefer the Disney animation or the Pixar animation?
I don't really see the difference.
At anymore, it's just the same. Disney has basically abandoned their old methodologies and adopted all of what Pixar does.
the old hand drawn has a specific feel, a real particular feeling to it. Animation.
There was some Spider-Verse in this movie, though, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest Disney fan, but it was kind of a good Disney movie. Speaking of Spider-Verse, that's probably one of my least favorite movies.
But they did some of the animation like Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, there were some cool colors. They had these little bugs that they called butt
Something's.
burst or something like that.
Booty. This beetle has a
This
booty.
beetle has a booty.
You're a big Beatles fan. What could this beetle do?
They can shake it up, baby, now.
No, but when you shake them, they fart what? What do they fart?
Magic dust.
Like a
Glitter.
firework.
Like glitter.
Fart exploding fireworks. I just want to point this out because this is a really important point. Someone got paid
To think that up.
to think up a beetle that farts fireworks.
I mean, that's already in nature. We had stink bugs where I grew up.
right,
Yeah.
right, but fireworks.
I
Like,
did set them on fire. That's not true. Please don't come at me, Peter.
I want to know all the things that they had to talk about
Bugs aren't
before they
animals, by
landed
the
on
way.
fireworks. What if it farted? What if it farted rainbows?
What if it
No, no,
farted
no, no.
faces of the 4 Beatles?
That would be even really. That's its own
that
show
would
right there.
that would be an H.P. Lovecraft
How long?
film.
Yeah.
How long before Disney buys everything Beatles rights? How long? 4 years? 5
well,
years?
They
gotta
got to
get
buy
from
it from
Apple,
Apple,
right?
right?
Well, they got the Get Back trailer thing.
Yeah. All right. So basically, what happens in this film is you have these dragons who came together because there was this weird evilness called the
Droon.
Druun,
AKA COVID.
basically.
It felt a little COVID-y / Thanos snapping. I was getting a lot of those
Turned
vibes.
everyone into stone that they ran across, and so the dragons got together and said, "Hey, we're gonna trust each other and share our magic and wipe them all out."
And eat. We're gonna eat.
They're always hungry.
like,
Not
like
unlike
me.
little kids,
I'm a
but they're always
dragon.
hungry.
I'm always hungry.
They have 9 stomachs.
Those are the
Yeah.
monkey things.
Yeah, the monkey dudes and the little baby. Raya, it tells the story of how this crystal got broken into shards and it brought these evil Droon creatures back.
Yeah. 500 years later, the tribes are all separated through humanity's own hubris and just selfishness.
Greed.
The story moves forward.
This is how I would sum up this movie. A girl has trust issues with her father who has trust issues, and a nation that has trust issues that can't trust each other, so they trust each other to break up and trust each other to fight each other, because this movie's about one thing. Dragons.
He had you in the first half, I won't lie. So with the
Yes, very
with
good.
It's a
the
movie about trust.
with the stone
Yes.
broken, Raya goes across the nation of Kamandra to get it put back
Seek
together
out
and
the
bring dragons
parts.
back.
Yeah,
I
and
thought it was Cuckoo Mango.
Randall?
Pen pineapple,
so the cool part.
mellow.
Oh,
So the
boy.
cool part
Oh,
was
boy.
is she developed friends and trust as she went along to each of the different lands, and once they discovered didn't trust them initially with telling them that so we have the dragon with us that can help put them back together. She didn't want to trust them with that information because
Yeah.
she had these preconceived notions of how they would act.
She trusted somebody and they got her kicked in the back.
Basically,
80% of this movie was Raya traveling and meeting friends.
it's a road
As a
trip.
fan of the Legend of Zelda games, I was in love with it. I just now realized why I like this movie so much.
It's a road trip.
It's,
And she
it's
has-
collecting NPCs.
Yeah,
and
basically.
It's like the wizard, but animated.
Yeah, she had some
Ooh,
cool
that's a
friends,
good one.
and the roly poly guy,
Tac
Tac or whatever the heck he was
voiced by
called.
Alan
Tic
Tudyk.
Tac.
Yes,
Tic Tac.
the little roly poly she rode around on was really awesome. He was
I
cool.
want to say I trust you guys.
So
I don't know why I wanted to say that, but I trust all of you.
Pokemon.
Because you're doing a very specific bit I can't pick up on. Yeah, she picked up a lot of great characters. The dragon Sisu was phenomenal, hilarious.
It's only for credit.
It's only got the best joke in the whole thing is one of the NPCs she picks, one of the other characters Raya picks up, tells us, "Naive, never seen humans in like 100 years, 500 years,
years.
dragon.
Well-
Yeah, just take a thing and tell them it's on credit." And she's walking around, just, "Oh, it's on credit. It's on credit. That's fine. I'll put this on credit." She picks up a fourth thing. Otto, what'd she say for that one?
it's on credit.
It's on credit.
I thought you were going to jump on that faster.
Um,
No, she was great, right? She was such
Yeah.
a funny character.
Yeah,
you can
Totally
save
cool.
70% on credit with Geico.
Yeah,
We're not sponsored by Geico, guys. Please don't come after us.
Yeah.
That's just a fun joke.
it is fun.
But yeah,
So-
she discovers how rough humanity can be.
Yeah, it's hard. They say, well, we don't know you, we don't trust you, you don't have any credit, and that just broke her little heart. Her little dragon heart just went kaput.
Yeah.
And then the chief of the village tried to
Turned to stone.
turn her to stone. It was so evil.
Again, this movie is about trust.
So we trusted that we were going to have a couple of really kind of amazing beers. Beers that we've had before. We knew who they were, what they were, but I picked them based on the can design because they were really cool. And we also had a special
root
drink for
beer
our youth
drink?
correspondent. And do you know what that was?
Soda.
It was a soda pop, but what kind?
Hairball.
Well, folks, we have Boyle's Black Cherry Bottling Company cane sugar soda drink.
It's only from the East
Ooh,
from
Boylan.
1891.
18. That's a well-aged drink.
Boylan Bottling cane sugar cream soda drink.
Job simulator.
Sorry if I butchered that, guys. Boylan.
Boylan's. So
Pretty tasty.
It looks like you drank most of the cream soda and a little of the black
Yeah, you
cherry.
knocked
What
it
did
out,
you think
bud.
of them? No, don't eat the mic, literally.
The microphone, dude.
That's gross.
Now, what did you think of the two drinks you had?
It was good. I think the sodas that I had last time are a little bit better.
Okay.
But like the James Bond, but I didn't win
Yeah.
the episode. But it was good, pretty good.
Did they remind you of anything? Did the cream soda have any special flavors, or did you had mentioned something about a donut?
Yes, because I think the first one that I had, the Oreo donut that I was gonna have, I was like, "There's some sodas. Do you want that or the soda?"
Yeah.
I picked the soda. But
Yeah, our
Right on.
COVID diet these days is really starting to crash. But I would say these sodas went really well with this movie because this movie was bright and colorful, and there's beetles that farted fireworks and
kind
soda.
of boring. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Boring.
Just kidding.
No,
Just
it
kidding.
wasn't
I want to
boring.
know,
It was okay.
Otto,
It's all right.
of these two that you had, which one would Sisu the dragon drink? What do you think? She ate just about anything that was put in front of her. I feel like she'd go for one of these sodas.
Maybe like the black cherry one, with that bad meat jerky.
Oh, the
kind of
dragon
thing.
fruit jerky.
Yeah.
Use it as a stirring stick, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, dragon fruit's icky already in and of itself. It has a little funk on it. It'll taste a little dirty, and then to make jerky out of it, I can't even imagine how bad that would be.
Is there any meat flavored beer, Dan?
Not yet.
There are beers that they make with meat that
Really?
I've seen. Yeah,
Wasn't there a fried chicken one they were
there's
talking about?
there's fried chicken ones floating around where they literally put fried chicken in the boil.
Let's do some commercials before we talk about beer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. We got one from an advertiser who comes from Kurabara. Yeah, it comes from the land of Earth. Shrimporium? What's your copy say, Otto? Mine's all scribbledy and got monkey paws on it. It says here they sell shrimp and Soup?
It's just gonna say soup.
Oh, that makes way more sense. Something about dragons. There's a CFO. Jade. It says here they take jade and crumpets.
And animations.
Animations. They take animations. Oh, you know what? Shrimporium probably takes jade, but it probably also takes
Credit.
Only for the low price of $1 billion.
That's a pretty good exchange rate. Good.
And the high price of every Beatles album you have.
Yes, come to Shrimporium for good credit in every Beatles album. Now with free stink bug butt blasting Beatles.
Very good. You pwned it.
Why are you covering that up?
It's funny.
Because I'm going left to love, but
No, it's all good. It's appropriate.
People come for the realness. I mean,
All right, let's take these fake eyelashes off then.
yeah, they want the real. Bring out your inner dragon.
All right, we get rid of these.
Bring it out.
We take off these fake hip
Rub some
implants.
stones.
Yes.
Smell some farts from the firework Beatles, and just
Oh, boy.
be yourself.
Oh boy,
Yes.
that
Smells so
that
good.
that
Yum.
that was Sisu.
Oh no! Oh yeah, that was great. I like that one.
Just let it
Let's
all
not
out.
edit that.
This is why we don't eat at Shrimporium because it
Life
it's
would
pretty
get
rough
very-
afterwards.
Life would get very miserable very quickly.
Thank you for advertising with the Shrimporium, but we can't eat there, bud.
Food handlers permits. None of them had them.
No,
None of them. Not a
that-
single one.
That soup was
Yeah.
delicious,
That
but
kid wasn't even 12 years old.
Don't eat the mic, I'm telling you.
No, don't eat the shrimp.
Get out of here.
The shrimps.
Let's talk about some beers.
All right, so thanks for hanging in with us, everybody. We're back. Thank you for the wonderful commercial and youth correspondent input.
Couldn't have done it without Otto, man.
Yeah,
He is out of here.
out of here.
Quiet, you.
Yes. So we watched this cool film, and it was Raya and the Last Dragon. And I knew we were going to watch the film, so I went to the store, went to Fred Meyer. You know, everybody goes to Freddy's for everything.
If you're listening
Most
from
of
the East
time,
Coast, it's a Pacific Northwest Walmart.
basically. But we do have Walmart out here, but this is more of a specific. Okay, yeah, they have a lot of good things, and the bigger ones, the newer ones, have a really decent beer selection. So I walked up and down the beer aisle trying to figure it out, and I was like, hey, this is a lighter kids film, so let's first go with a lighter pale ale, something clean, and then maybe something a little bright. Mm-hmm. So I ended up picking out the Hopworks Urban Brewery, or Hub, as they're known here, or just Hopworks in general.
They have a place on Hawthorne? No, Powell.
No, they're on Powell, Southeast
Yeah.
Powell. They have a location in Vancouver as well. The primary one is in Powell. That's their main production site, but they do production in Vancouver as well.
It's kid friendly.
It is very kid-friendly, and their logos, the artwork they put on their cans
Yeah.
is actually really interesting and cool. And so this one is the Tree Frog Organic Pale Ale. So
Well, were the beers on sale?
they were not.
They were not, but Fred Meyer's has a great selection of beers.
They do.
They do go on sale. That's
they do
usually
go
how I
on
make my
sale a lot.
selection.
So what were your guys' thoughts on this Organic Pale Ale?
I really liked it, actually. I think Hub did a great job.
I obviously love the can. I already have one of these in my
I don't
save
like
to
pale
collect.
ales, but I like this one.
Now this one's delicious.
Yeah.
I thought it went well with the movie. It didn't distract too much. It tasted good, but was still had a presence.
It's not super heavy. It's not big ABV. It's
Like
only
Sisu in disguise.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
It
only
was
like
a shape-shifting.
5.4%. So people would say, well, why
Really?
isn't it an IPA? Because it's not high. IPAs tend to be over 6%. This does have a little bit of hop forwardness, but not a lot. It's balanced with the
It's
amount
really
of
balanced.
malt and
Yeah.
the kind of Northwest adjacent or Northwest style.
I liked it a lot. I like IPAs, and so this was definitely like.
That's right. You're an IPA fan. I always
I
forget
do,
that.
Yeah.
This was made with Fuggle, Citra, and Mosaic hops.
What'd you call me?
Fuggle. Fuggle is a newer style. Citra and Mosaic have been around a long time.
It's like a
But
muggle. It's like a muggle, but funky.
Yeah, so the Fuggle's going to give you some of the floral. The Citra and the Mosaic are going to give you the pine and the juiciness. It smells more dank than it actually is.
I could second that. I've poured this into a pint glass before and took a whiff, thinking, well, I'll have one, and then three cans later, it's like, oh, this is phenomenal.
Yeah, good stuff. we all, I think, really enjoyed that. We started
Yeah.
with that. And the other one I picked out, which I love, Anderson Valley Brewing Company down in California, north of San Francisco. I was looking at some of their other ones, and I was like, well, let's just pick something bright and fun. So we got the Framboise Rosé Ghost, which I wanted something that was like a kettle sour, but not super in your face. So this is just like drinking kind of tarty juice, I guess.
I would agree with
It was
that.
very tart.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was.
I liked it, but I did not think it went with the film.
Okay.
I'd have to second that. I did enjoy it. Is this one I would have maybe towards the end of an evening, or if I'm going to have just one with a light supper? I actually feel like this would go pretty well with the Tarantino movie.
Yes, the Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would
Kill Bill
definitely just
especially.
like that. pucker.
Yeah, it has that fresh berry.
Yeah.
and the Gosa doesn't have a lot of salt on the back, so it's just kind of it's really gentle as far as the flavor profile
Yeah,
goes.
yeah.
And I figured, hey, it's going to be bright red, and it's going to be bright colors and in the dragon and stuff. So yeah, no, it does have. If you have not seen any cans by them, or you are familiar, Anderson Valley's, I guess you would say, mascot is a big brown bear with big old horns coming out of its head.
Part
So-
bear, part deer,
Kind of-
all
Yeah.
beer.
All
Kind of-
beer.
Kind of weird.
Yeah,
Cuckoo mango.
fantasy creature.
Hey, I
All
want
for it.
to mix it up with a beer name game, and I think we should pick a new name for each of these beers.
Oh, that'd be
based
kinda
on the
cool.
keyword.
Ah.
So let's go with the ghost first.
All right.
If you were to rename this ghost
Warrior, tough girl.
based
Or
on
Tough Girl
the
Warrior.
plot word keywords.
yeah,
Tough girl warrior, I think would work.
Tough Girl Warrior would definitely work. I like that.
The Tough Girl Warrior by
Anderson Valley Brewing.
Anderson Valley Brewing. I would rename it based on this movie we just watched about dragons, Comic Relief Chinese Dragon.
That I was taking a peek at that. That's a really good one.
Problematic, probably. I'm just
Yes.
assuming if a beer company from the Northwest,
Yeah.
depending on who,
You might need to remove the
yeah,
Chinese portion, so
yeah.
comic relief dragon.
Yeah, yep,
so
yep.
that still works
Why is it Chinese dragon? I don't like. Why is the plot keyword on IMDb
because that's the
Chinese dragon?
style of dragon that's in the film. It's not like a European one with wings and arms and legs.
as opposed to the
Yeah.
European dragons.
Like-
right,
like-
right.
which
I-
are more just
As
like-
soon as I saw it moving around in the air, I was like, "Oh, we're watching a Miyazaki film," and it's like,
Yeah,
"Oh, it's
yeah.
it's a water
It
spirit."
was Spirited Away.
It was Spirited Away. It
yeah,
was the
much
dude
more
from that.
Asian
I just
influence
don't-
on the
you know-
on the dragon design.
I just, in this time of COVID, I just didn't get a chance to really study dragons that much. I thought I would always get around to it, and I thought maybe COVID's the time. Like I just take up my dragon studies. It just
To be
never
fair,
happened.
I mostly know about it because I was running a D&D game for a while.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, you guys are confronted with dragons on a weekly basis. Me, on the other hand,
More goblins
I
and
don't-
hags.
wait a
Orcs.
second.
It's all about
Whoa,
orcs.
whoa, whoa.
Half
Why
orcs
is there
and
another keyword, Asian dragon? What's that? Like,
There's an Asian dragon and a Chinese
are
dragon.
there different dragons?
Chinese,
far as
the illustration
that goes?
style, historically illustration.
Oh, man.
Korean dragons and Japanese dragon
Wow.
representation is going to look a
Yeah.
little bit more different than what the Chinese representation
Right.
historically is going to be. They're going to be close. They may be shorter. They may not have as long of arms or longer arms, that kind of thing. That's just historically how it's
Wow.
been.
Well,
so it's part of art history.
Whenever COVID Part 2 rolls around, I am going to hunker down and study my dragons.
Not
sounds
loving
like a
the.
good idea.
Seems like the wrong kind of optimism to take away here.
Oh, shit.
Let's
wrong
not
message.
let's not do COVID part 2.
No, let's not do that.
Let's do part two, naming these beers.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So the second one, the tree frog. What would we?
As a peek behind the curtain, a lot of these keywords are computer animation, character name and titles. We're doing a little bit of remix.
You know what?
I'm
I'm gonna call it out. 5-word title. I'm gonna call that beer 5-word title.
That's a good name.
Because that's very tricky because it leads you to be like, well, 5-word. What did they forget to name it?
That's really good.
That's a
I
good
was gonna.
name.
I was gonna.
Neither
play a little-
5-word title is 5 words nor a title.
Yeah.
So that would be
That's-
total.
Discuss.
That sounds very Portland.
That's the
Oh my
perfect.
God.
I was gonna play a little jazz and say Raya Dragon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I like
Just
that
take the
too.
title straight from the movie.
I like 5-word title.
God,
the
5-word
best.
title's so good.
All right, I pwned it again.
I wish I had gone first.
Well, you didn't go first. I went first. Ha ha.
I have to click
Well,
on this and see where it
My
takes
feelings.
us. 5-word title. Does it bring up all the
Cruise,
movies with 5-word
Cruise,
titles?
Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, man.
Yeah, all these
That's
films
not
that have the
Wolf
so
of Wall Street
IMDb
still
has
worth
this
it.
cool feature where you have these keywords and they're hyperlinked and basically it's just metadata. So any other time that 5-word title shows up, as a keyword or a associated set of words. That's more than 5 words.
Is it not counting?
Maybe episode 8. It doesn't count episode.
Doesn't count?
It doesn't
8.
count episode
I guess
8.
not.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're looking at Star Wars.
It's really
episode
Star Wars:
8,
The Force Awakens.
The Force Awakens.
Well, episode 8, The Force Awakens, is 5 words. If you take out the Star Wars before so Welcome to the Jungle is only 4, but it uses Jumanji. So it's very so these keywords are driven by the user base. And you can rate them and say that is this relevant or not. So, okay, users, go out there and start fixing this. It's like Wikipedia.
I mean, don't discount colons and semicolons now. Let's
well,
not go
it doesn't.
on a
It
witch
doesn't.
hunt.
It does and it doesn't. I mean, it's Star Wars : anyway,
Well,
we're digressing.
the episode and number, I don't think is what counts.
We're digressing. We went down the rabbit hole.
Let's watch Big Trouble in Little China next. Is there a dragon? I bet there's a dragon in that film.
There is a dragon in that film. We
Oh
can
my
just
God.
keep going.
Is there?
We can
Let's
dragon.
watch it.
We
Have you guys seen
associate
this?
Oh yeah, obviously.
Oh, God,
long
so
time
good.
ago. Hey, it's all about the green eyes.
Oh my God, that's right. Okay,
Pros to that one.
let's wrap it up.
Great film. Do we have another commercial, or we just had the one?
Might be a quick one. Let me find the copy here.
We can take
Sorry,
ourselves out
sorry
with
guys.
a commercial.
Since the drone came through, all of our ad sponsors got turned to stone, so I had to find it on paper and scrolls. Had to roll across this great continent of ours. It's been a week. New Blakeco Industries sponsored product, guided tours of Kumandra. Just because the nations are divided and turned to stone doesn't mean you can't see them all. This is post-dated 505 years ago. Shoot. Let's go through it so we can still get the ad revenue. Come see tail, talon, spine, fang, and heart. Have some delicious soup. Thousands of dragons. Yeah, this is an old ad. We aren't getting paid for this one, boys. Sorry.
As always, thank you for joining us today. We had, I think, a lot of fun watching the show. It might have been a little boring for our youth correspondent. But
You know what we
he'll get
watched?
over
We
it.
watched. What did we watch over the weekend? We watched the newer Muppet movie.
Oh, it's Jason
Amy
Segel?
Adams. Yeah. And what else did we watch?
I'm a man. I'm a Muppet.
Oh, he's a man. Is he a man or is he a Muppet? Anyway, we've been watching a lot of
It's
movies.
a Muppet.
I'm a Muppet.
We gotta watch Howard the Duck.
We definitely need to watch Howard the Duck. We need to
I might be
put
sick
our
for that episode.
we need to put our pants on and watch some Howard the Duck, because that's what he does. He puts his pants on and gets real. Literally. Oh, I just dropped it. Mic drop.
I'm gonna need a pregame before that episode.
All right, so let's go ahead and close this out. Thank you for joining us, everybody. And as always, the opinions expressed during the taping of this recording are those of the hosts. And as always, hydrate or
Vaccinate or
go crazy.
vaccinate or taxinate.
Yeah.
Wait, hydrate or
Dihydrate.
Hydrate.
As we all
Yes.
know.
COVID drink.
COVID.
COVID.
No,
All
no,
right,
no, no.
so-
Do not ruin my
so-
fun saying with COVID.
So we want to give a big thanks to our youth correspondent,
Thanks for coming on, bud.
Otto. All right, Otto, you
Otto for bringing the joy.
lovely.
He brought the
Yes.
he brought
Okay,
the sound and the funk.
and
I
the
think
funk.
this is one of our better episodes.
Yes, they're all good,
Episode
but this one's better.
43.
All right, so
Mountains
this is
of
Dan
Madness.
signing off. Thanks everybody for hanging in there.
Blake signed off
Later.
505 years ago.
Yay! All right,
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Bye. Bye. I'm done.
I think he's done.
Bye.